All right, so I just had a chance to play Dragon Age multiplayer on the floor, which you guys just revealed before PAX. Can you talk to me a little bit about how that came about? You know, you guys did it in Mass Effect. You know, why does it make a good fit in Dragon Age?
Yeah, when we released Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, we noticed that our friends really enjoyed playing with their friends. And we thought, hey, that's a good opportunity that we have for the Dragon Age franchise. So we decided to bring Dragon Age veterans, like the lead gameplay designer and the lead programmer. They're both like there since the first Dragon Age Origins. And we also got an experienced part of developers that worked on the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. We got that team together and said, hey, here's the challenge, here are the differences between the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer and the Dragon Age multiplayer that we want to build. How do we get there?
Yeah, so what are those differences? I mean, when I had a chance to play it, you're not sort of, you know, having waves come at you in like in a static environment. It's like you're moving through different zones, almost like a dungeon crawler, almost like Diablo or something. So
yes, Diablo is definitely one influence for us. Like we wanted to have a dungeon crawler experience, a party-based adventure that you can have with your friends. So we had to change quite a few things in terms of like if you compare with Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. So we want people to play as a party, so everybody has a role. You may be playing with the tank or playing with the healer, the support healer, or the DPS class. So you have to play your role, you have to stick together, and as you mentioned, Mike, it's more about exploration, it's more about dungeon crawling.
So, and you guys are sort of pulling in existing levels from the game, or are they like totally new levels?
So they're from the game, from the single-player campaign. And like we have 3 levels when we release the game. We have Elven Ruins, and we have Orlais, and we also have Tevinter. So they have the tile set exists also in the single-player campaign. But we created special levels for multiplayer based on the tile set that we have for single-player. So when you get there, you kind of like may recognize the place or like how it looks, the theme of the Elven Ruins, for example. But it's not exactly the same level that you're going to play in the single-player campaign.
So what would you say to someone who's like, you know, they're a hardcore Dragon Age fan, they only care about it as a single player game. They might be like a little worried that like, oh, BioWare is making this multiplayer experience, is that going to detract at all from my single player experience?
No, I think they should be, they're completely safe. And like they should be really, really happy actually, because the single player campaign is huge. And like Dragon Age Inquisition is the biggest game we've ever done. Like you can play for at least 100 hours, like 100 hours plus. Lots of exploration, lots of new areas to explore. Lots of characters and story, romances, everything that you could expect from a BioWare game. And on top of that, we're adding value with the with the multiplayer game mode that we have. So if you don't want to play multiplayer, you don't have to. You can play single player campaign and have all the endings that you're going to find. There's no hard connection between single player and multiplayer.
So kind of like roles and what I have in multiplayer and how will they progress over time? I mean, is it sort of similar to Mass Effect in the way that like I'm gonna swap out gear and swap out spells over time? Like, am I gonna level up these characters individually?
Yes, progression is important for us, so we want you to master the fight with your friends. So once you start playing, of course you're going to level up, and you're going to find more loot into the dungeon because it's a dungeon crawl adventure. And once you find loot, you can buy chests. With those chests, you're going to get new weapons, you're going to get new potions that you can use also. And let's say that you're playing with a mage, and you want to use a staff, but you got like a sword from the chest. You don't like the sword, that's fine. You just melt the sword, and then you have crafting materials. With those crafting materials, you can actually craft a new staff for you. Or you can craft actually some other modification for your staff. So anything you get, you're going to end up, it has some value for you. So you can end up like using it in one way or the other.
And you guys are going to have platinum, which is sort of a currency for people who want to sort of, you know, cut to the chase and get items a little bit quicker. But like, is there anything that's going to be separate through microtransactions and multiplayer?
That's a very important point. And like for BioWare, the same way that we did with Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, we have as our philosophy that you can buy anything in a game just by playing it. So we have the gold coins, which is the normal currency you get when you're dungeon crawling. And as long as you play as much as you can, you're going to get everything. So platinum is pretty much just a shortcut for time, like if you want to, you don't have to in any case or scenario. And we won't have any kind of offer that you can only buy with platinum. Anything we offer, like any kind of a chest we offer, you can buy with gold coins.
So one of the things I haven't had a chance to try out is like the PC control scheme. Have you touched that yourself, and can you talk to me about any changes or how it feels in your opinion?
Yes, like BioWare has been a PC developer since the start, right? Like when we started back in MDK days or even Baldur's Gate. So we do have a lot of attention. Actually, we have like a dedicated team working on the PC controls, and not only controls, but controls and HUD, etc. So performance as well. So I think PC gamers are going to be happy with the results that they're going to find out in Dragon Age Inquisition.
Okay, well thanks for talking with us. So we're giving away this laptop. We're having some folks on, everyone we talked to at PAX. So would you be willing to put your signature on it for us?
Oh, it's an honor.
All right, terrific.